Okay, we're ready to go. Hey guys, it's Sydney,
And Andy,
and we are still riding out this Super Bowl high
of course, it doesn't get old. It doesn't get old. I talked to Brownie for 50 minutes today
about the Super Bowl.
about the Super Bowl, about the future of the team. I told you, like today, we probably had 25, 30 text messages between the group. Yesterday, the same thing. Yeah.
You are,
And there's big, the NFL doesn't end.
that's what I'm realizing. Like
Yeah.
things just never stop.
Now, you got free agency. The league year starts in a couple of weeks, and then you have the combine coming up, then free agency. Then, free agency comes with the signings, different players. You really start to see how the team goes, and then you can maybe try and figure out what they're going to do in the draft. And then next thing you know, it's June, and you're getting ready for training camp. And you have a couple mini camps in between. So, yeah, the NFL keeps you busy pretty much year long now.
It's exhausting. Honestly, that's what I'm learning.
Well, it wasn't exhausting when I was young because they never went to the Super Bowl and they only played 16 games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're in a lucky run. Like I'm basking in it. Like I'm loving it, right? Because I went years where it was only six, eight home games.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a playoff game if you're lucky. They never, yeah. It was just, and don't get me wrong, for the last 23 years, 24 years, it's been really good to be an Eagles fan. But the last 7 years have been the peak.
Hmm. Even if it's bad, it's good.
Well, yeah, yeah, still football.
So, how was your parade day experience? Tell me
It
all about
was it was good. It was much more relaxed. It was just, yeah, we went down, we tried to meet up with Billy.
what time did
And
you leave?
so I got to Uncle Rob's at 7.
Wow.
We drove down to the Navy Yard, parked in the Navy Yard, walked up to the Broad and Patterson, watched them start, where they started.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had a couple beers and just there was a lot of people there. It was fun. Yeah, there was a lot of people. It was really a rowdy crowd. Yeah, they were all excited. But as soon as the parade went by, everyone just turned around and we went up 95 and went to had lunch and watched the parade.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I couldn't do what Sean did. Right,
Uh,
I showed you the picture of him
Mountain.
in the fountain. Yeah,
Sent that to us last night.
fantastic, man.
There really
Like
are things everywhere.
that's why I say I wish that stuff would have happened when I was your age. I would have been in that fountain.
You would have been climbing poles?
I don't know if I would have climbed the poles.
I don't know, Dad. I see that for you.
I don't know about that, but you never know.
I was gonna say we'll never know. I
No,
think it's probably for the best that this is all happening for you now.
not really. I'd love to know how you think that. But I
I would
will save that for a later date.
be
How
so
was your?
worried about you.
Well, you wouldn't have been worried about me back then,
I know.
right?
I would have never known.
So, how was your parade experience?
It was great. We went to Grace's. She's in Brewery Town, which is right near the art museum. So we woke up. It was like Christmas morning. The sun was shining. Skyline. Breakfast. We got ready. I wore this fabulous jacket. Um, then we walked down. Took us like 20 minutes to walk over. We got like really close to the art museum. But we were there early. Like we were probably there at like by 10 a.m. But like just more and more people kept funneling in and we kept getting like more and more smushed. And
So
like
you moved back.
we're 25 now. So like this, like we can't
Yeah,
handle.
After the last one, man.
Yeah, after the last one, that was so stressful. So I was like, guys, like I think we need to get out of here before things get like terrible. And I'm 5 feet tall. I couldn't see anything. They had to pick me up and show me, or they were like recording on their phones, and I was like looking at their phones through the recordings at what's going on. So just
I
like,
know the feeling, Sid. Don't
yeah,
worry.
you get it. But so we ended up going over to the Parkway, and then we saw them drive by there. But by then, like they were right near the art museum, and I feel like all the players were like trying to get it reeled in for the speeches. Like I feel like we barely even saw any of them.
Right.
Which was fine. The vibe was still there. It was just crazy down there to think about like over 1 million people in that city just partying
So
all day long.
it took them over 2 hours to get to wherever they were going. I don't know how far it was,
Hmm.
but I was at the very beginning of that parade. And the people, we were on the railing, and the people were from the railing all the way past the sidewalk, past the grass to the fence.
Hmm.
Maybe 7, 8, 10 deep. And it was as far as I could see it going. So I'm assuming that it was like that for that whole 2 miles.
Oh,
Not
absolutely.
only just at the like I didn't see any aerial footage
Oh, really?
of the whole path.
I'll have to
Yeah,
send you some things.
I wasn't watching footage of the parade.
It's
I'm
like fun to see,
still
like,
watching footage of the game.
did you see that Sirianni shook the hand of every police officer?
What, that he went by?
Yeah,
No, I didn't know that.
every single one stopped, said thank you, shook their hand.
That was nice of him.
What a class act.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, we were cheering for the officer that was around us.
Some of the officers were hysterical.
Did you
They
see the
did,
ones that did the tush push?
yeah.
I did see that on whatever, the news or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was just a great day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great feeling. Like I'm still excited about it. Believe me, I'm still. I just told you. I talked to Brownie for 50 minutes about it. Right? And
I'm
he was the same
good
way.
because my
Huh?
screen time went up 64% last week.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's crazy. I need to reel it in. But
Well,
still very exciting. Now I'm like forward focus. I'm like ready for next season. I'm like already thinking of all the things we're gonna do, my outfits, things like that.
so as I said, I'm going to enjoy this for a long time, but I'm going to pay attention to the future. I'm not running the team. I'm not a coach. I'm not a player.
Mhm.
They have to put this game behind them and move on to next year. However, they do it normally is what they have to do. I would think that Howie, Nick, and Jeff by now
Hey.
should know when it's time, when enough is enough. They should tell them, look, after this date, that game's gone.
Yeah.
That's over. You're the 2024 Super Bowl champion. That don't mean nothing for 2025. So that's just what I'm hoping that they do.
What was your favorite speech that was given? Not the mayor's.
Well, not the Mariners, but of course, I thought number one did a great job.
He did. We were talking
Yeah,
about this last night, but when he said that he refused to go to the steps of the art museum until they won the Super Bowl, and it was for that reason,
right.
that is the most incredible thing I've ever heard.
I thought number one did a great job. I thought they all did a great job. I mean,
It,
no one's touching Kelsey. That he
I
set the
think
bar.
the emotion behind that was just a totally different, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Things were just totally different.
But as for speeches, that's a speech that will go down in Philadelphia sports history.
Mhm.
Like guys love that guy for that speech.
Yeah.
For the outfit he wore to mummer out. Like, I mean,
He did
so
it right.
no one was gonna top that. But I thought for a young team that won a championship,
Mhm.
they looked like they had a lot of fun, and they were probably, I don't know, they didn't seem to be gloated, man.
No, not at all.
They didn't seem to like,
I
you
wasn't getting
know, they weren't wearing zero sack shirts. They weren't wearing 34-0 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third
have
quarter.
like a dead Kermit hanging off the bus.
Well, I mean, that was probably CJGJ, who was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
He's
I,
unhinged. He's hilarious.
I wish he would have gave a speech. I don't know if he did or not,
I
but
think it was for the best that he didn't.
yeah, it was probably right. They probably said, CJ, you talk behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Uh,
is, I mean, the shirt he wore was perfect, man.
it was
It
hilarious.
was perfect.
It really was
Yeah,
fun.
not that I even care about them people. I just thought it was
No.
like how they put the Super Bowl logo as licks. It was just
Speaking of them, did you see what Tom Brady said about Travis?
nah.
So this is actually hilarious. I guess Tom Brady made some sort of comment about how if Travis had spent less time with Taylor Swift, then maybe he would have won that game. And then Jason Kelsey clapped back and said, "Love Tom, but maybe if he paid a bit more attention to his wife, he'd still be married."
Well, you know, I don't like to get involved in people's personal lives, man.
Isn't that funny though?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Tom Brady never knows when to shut up.
Unless, I don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to say Tom Brady sucks.
I think I have that pin. No, my pin says Brady blows.
Perfect.
It's on my dresser. I see it every day.
The only other thing I want to talk about for the parade was cute little Meryl Reese. I love that man so much.
Everyone loves that man.
He's like, protect him at all costs. He was so happy. He was like,
He had a great year.
yeah, he said this
Goes
is
in,
probably the best year he's ever had.
goes into the Hall of Fame, and calls the Super Bowl for the team. You know, it's a great year.
He's so little too. I didn't realize.
Yeah, he's got a very distinct voice.
He does. I know, and I feel like that gets overshadowed to him.
Yeah, yeah, he's awesome.
Yes.
Been
So,
listening to him since I was a kid.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
How much longer do you think he's gonna go?
I don't know.
I can't even imagine listening to anyone else talk about the game on the radio.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're not at that point.
No, yeah, we shouldn't be talking like that. Okay, so speaking of having the best year, let's look at, or just like general overall thoughts, 2017 Super Bowl win team compared to 2024 Super Bowl win Super Bowl team.
2017, very emotional.
Very emotional.
Just emotional like that. The way they won the game,
Yeah.
the back and forth of the game, it was very, you know, again, going against the evil dynasty, going against Belichick, Brady, Luke, like it was our first win. It was just, 57 years in the making, or
Yeah. That is
yeah,
crazy to think about.
yeah, like that's a long time to go between championships.
It really,
1960 to 2017 is so. I just think it was emotional, very emotional. Like both really good teams, both completely different teams. Both ran the ball and played good defense, but just the way 2017 The offense seemed more productive the whole time. The defense was just big plays, not really stifling, just big
Yeah.
sack here, big turnover there. Yeah.
Mhm.
But like I said, the emotion of the first one, this team that we're watching, I mean, is a good team. And they've been good for 3 years now. They whatever happened last year, they had that end of the year, they came apart. We watched it, whatever happened. That was a 10-1 Super Bowl losing team that went 10-1. And had some problems. And it just didn't work out for them. But over 3 years, this is a good team. And that's what we thought. We said it going into the game. You felt it. I felt it. Everyone you talked to felt it. We were a better team. When you watch the speeches from the players, Saquon Barkley said it the night before the game. They can't F with us. And they couldn't. This one was just more dominating, stamping. Like it was just, and the fact that the game was not like in the middle, it was over. There was no like
Yeah.
like Merrill Reese. I don't know like how you call a kneel down to win a Super Bowl and make that exciting,
Mhm.
especially since the last 8 minutes of that game, nobody cared.
Yeah.
It
No.
was over. We were all partying. Like
Yeah.
the players were playing, we were watching, but it didn't matter. He
No.
threw a pass for 50 yards. Great. It's 34-0,
Yeah.
40-6. Big deal. You know what I mean? Like that game was just a dominating statement. And it just
Yeah. Which was also like awesome to see a Super Bowl win like that. Like really
right,
go
like that's
spectrum.
as an Eagles fan, it's amazing to go to a Super Bowl. And then to think that your team is going to let you sit down with your feet up at halftime and dominate a two-time defending champion.
Mhm.
That's just I don't know how to like I told you before. It's like comparing you to your sisters. You can't do it.
I mean, you can compare them. They're different in different ways,
They're
but you,
none is better. I don't love one more than I love the other one. I don't. Yeah,
yeah. I feel like if you could just put pieces of all things considered into one, like that would be ideal, in my opinion. Okay, so let's just say this is like a very unrealistic question, but and don't say you can't pick. You had to pick 2017 team or 2024 team.
2024
Wow.
because I feel like they're not done. I'm not saying they're winning the Super Bowl next year or they're winning another Super Bowl. I'm just saying I feel like this team is going to be a very good team
Hmm.
for the next 3 or 4 years. They're going to put themselves in a spot where they can keep going. 2017, as we know, was one and done.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. I love 2017. Nick Foles. I mean, you know, but it just seems like this team that we have right now, they went to a Super Bowl and lost. They won a Super Bowl 2 years later.
Mhm.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see them fighting the New York Giants for the bottom of the division. I see them as a top 3 or 4 team in the conference
The
right
Giants.
now. Right now, I mean, they should be the number one team right now. But they don't. You don't play now, and we'll see. You can't say your team's winning the Super Bowl in February. You don't know, but they're going to be. I feel like they're going to be a good team. So I feel like this is the team. This is the better team because they've done it longer.
I,
2017, 2016, they didn't make the playoffs. 2017, they won the Super Bowl.
yeah.
2018, they won a playoff game. And then from there, it was just downhill.
I also think this team just feels more like a team than the 2017 team did. Does that make sense? I don't know how to.
No, that's a great point because what happened with that 2017 team? the drama with Carson, the drama with the wide receiver, the drama over this. It came apart at the seams.
Right. This just seems like fun. Like they love each,
Yeah.
like work well together. They love each other. Like they all want the same thing.
When you hear all those clips that they play, which we don't hear all year long, the mic'd up is nothing like you hear in the Super Bowl. The stuff that they were saying to each other. Now I get for them, they don't care about 2017. They weren't fans of the Eagles in 2017.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Cool.
very maybe Kenny Pickett was, right? Very or Saquon might have been, right? Because they're from this area. But a kid from Texas or a kid from, wherever Landon Dickerson's from, I'm sure he wasn't an Eagles fan in 2017. He had no emotional tie to it, right? So for them, it was very emotional.
Hmm.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for us, that's that team. I think just like I said because they're going to do it for a longer period.
Hmm.
Yeah. What about you?
I agree. 2024 team. Um, I just I think they play better, work well together. I would say Super Bowl wins. It's so hard. Like it really, that's like
It's hard to go to a Super Bowl.
I couldn't,
Like it's hard to go. We know this.
yeah.
I mean, you know, I watched the Eagles lose 3 conference championships to go to a Super Bowl and lose and not go back for 12 years.
That's truly heartbreaking.
Right? There's people that watch them in 1980 and then they go back for 25 years.
That like really has to make you strong as a person.
Yeah. That's why I said it doesn't get old, right?
Yeah.
What do I tell you? Who's my most hated team?
Oh, the Oakland Raiders.
Correct. Because in 1980, it's hard to get over them losses. And it
Yeah.
was 25 years before we went back. And then another 12 years we had to wait.
So he
That's a
holds a
long time.
grudge.
Huh?
So he holds a grudge.
Yeah, I hold a grudge. Only with football.
Fair. Okay, let's switch gears. It's almost March. Spring training has started for the Phillies, well, for the MLB, but that's super exciting.
Yeah, they had full practice today's second day of full practice. I think they have a spring training game Friday or Saturday this week. I think it actually starts.
Easy.
Yeah, it might be an inter team game or
Yeah.
whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're talking about shaking up the lineup. But I think it's going to be a hard year, man. It's going to be a hard year. I don't really think they did anything to make themselves better.
And do you know why I think that? Because you know who's been coming up on my TikTok? Bryce
Bryce,
Harper. He's some sort of influencer now. And I can't like it's like he pops up on my feed and I'm like, I have to scroll away immediately. Like I can't even watch it because I'm like, why are you not in the dugout? Why are you drinking raw milk? Like, let's get to practice. What are we doing making these videos?
well, spring training and baseball, it's different than getting ready like they do in the NFL or the NHL.
It is just concerning to me.
A lot of that is team building at spring training.
Making a
It's huh?
I don't know if you're getting the full extent as to what an influencer is, Dad.
Well, how long do you think it takes him to drink a thing of milk?
I don't know. I don't
He
want to
pulls his phone out. He says, whatever." I mean,
know.
you know.
Dad, he made cheesesteaks for the Super Bowl, and this had to have taken him like a full 16 hours.
So I think the Super
He
Bowl.
made
I
the
don't.
bread himself. He makes the bread. He has to make every ingredient himself.
So I think at the Super Bowl, I don't think he. I think he was still at home. I don't think they.
Yes. It's still
So
you. I don't
so
know. Doesn't
So
give me a good feeling. That's all I'm saying.
so most NFL players, like the week before training camp starts, they vacation with their wives. They probably eat bad. They probably don't work out as much. You know what I mean? They're
Mhm.
they're going to get their last couple days of freedom before the grind starts. Like, and I don't know, man. Influencing seems to be the way to go. You know,
I think that's what your true calling is, Dad.
nobody's influenced by me.
Well, you haven't shown them a glimpse in your life. I think I should follow you around for the day with a camera, or we should mic you up
And do what?
and just like see how you are for the day.
What, at work?
At work, at home.
Well, at home, it's going to be kind of boring. It's just me watching TV.
Okay, and that would inspire some people to relax a little bit.
I think people should relax. I
Okay.
do. I do think people should take the time to relax. Like
Show them
life,
lunch.
life is not 100% work, right? You work so you can live. You don't live so you can work.
I love that, Dad. See, look, you're doing it already.
But a million people know that phrase. They just don't follow.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I can't, I can't make someone change, and you can't make them see that this isn't going to do anything for you. Like money's not going to make you happy. It's just going to help solve some problems, maybe create some new ones. So
Have a
work is just a way to pay your bills and make sure you have enough money to do whatever you want to do
it
when you're
keeps
not there.
you a little bit.
Excuse me?
And it keeps you busy a little bit.
Yeah, well, you can't, when you're poor, you can't fill up all those hours. So you need to go to work.
Yeah. Okay, back to spring training. So, how many games do you think this is just, let's just make a ballpark guess just to say we did this. How many games do you think they're going to win this season?
So I don't think they're going to be as good as last year.
Me neither.
And I think they're probably like going to be behind Atlanta, going to be behind the Mets. I think they're only going to win about 86 games.
Oh,
Sam's not going to be happy.
poor Sam.
Yeah. Well, poor all of us.
Yeah. How
Poor
fun
all
would
of us.
it be?
I'm not rooting for them. I'm just
Well, yeah,
telling you what I believe. I don't believe that this team is capable of making it. I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs.
I think they're going to win 75 games and I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
75?
Yeah.
Dude, Sam's going to love me.
75 wins and no playoffs. And I really hope I eat my words on this.
They
Like,
won 95 games last year, right?
yeah, I think they're done 20, down 20. I mean, I'm no expert. I know nothing.
Man, it just seems like a lot. But
They're so
I
exciting.
agree. Like I don't see what they did to make themselves better.
It's early on. I mean, we're just starting spring training.
But
Like,
it's not early on. You don't make yourself better in training. You make yourself better in the off season. You acquire players. You
yeah,
acquire talent, right?
that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
So we're screwed.
Well, they had some talented players, right? I don't know how you're going to teach guys to take pitches and that you you can't look to take the easy way. And that's what they try to do. And that's why I think it's going to be a long year.
Well, at
But
least,
there's a lot of bad teams in baseball, so I think they can get the not to 86 wins.
well, I hope you're right. I'm going worst case. So, all
All right.
right. In other bad news, the Sixers worked really hard to earn themselves that All-Star break.
They all got a break,
I
right? And I think they're going to shut Joel down.
When?
I don't think he's going to play after the break. I think they're just going to let. Yeah, I don't know, or they should
They're just gonna let him do what?
rest his body and just get him ready for next year.
To play
They're
on the Sixers.
they're in 11th place. I don't know if you're going
Bad.
to play him on the
Be
Sixers. Maybe
so
they can
serious.
trade him. Listen,
Well, for if oh, absolutely not. If he's taking money from the organization, I am working that guy like a dog. I don't care. Especially if I have no intention of keeping him next year.
listen. I understand what you're saying,
I don't like what you're gonna say.
but I think if you want a team to take him, you have to get his body healthy. You know what I mean? Like
No,
he's still not healthy. He's not healthy, and he's not going to work himself into getting better.
how could he not be healthy?
Well, he's out of shape from being injured, from not taking care of himself. A lot of this is his fault. I agree, but I just think that they should just shut him off, shut him down, and yeah, hopefully a team says, are you interested in getting rid of him? Are you interested in trading him? And hopefully they can work something out, and maybe something will happen. I mean, I don't want to see him go. I like the guy, man. I keep telling you this.
The fact that you're sitting here saying all of this, like, actually boggles my mind.
What, did I like him?
That you like him, that we should rest it. Like, what?
I'm
This guy's a
sick.
7 foot baby.
You can't get healthy by playing. He's
Who
not going to get any healthier.
you
So
said
you're just
all
going to
the
keep
time,
going
it's about
in,
health, it's
out,
not
in,
money.
out, 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 in, out, in,
And
out.
he has costed this team a ton of money, and he's been worth 0% of it.
This year.
Many years, all years. When was the last time the Sixers won a championship?
Well, 1983.
Okay, so I have no, I have no good things.
42 years. Listen, this is what I can tell you. They're not going to win a championship this year with him. They're not going to win a championship next year without him or with him or the year after.
No, I think if they get rid of him, they're gonna win next year.
The team is poorly run. And unfortunately,
Oh, it is.
Maxey is going to be a product of a poorly run franchise.
So upsetting because I love that kid.
Yeah, he's a great player. He's energetic. He's and they're gonna destroy him just like they do. Just like they did to Joel, they're gonna do the same thing to him.
That's not true, Dad. You cannot, well, okay. You just can't compare the two.
So, how many years have you been watching Joel play?
I've never watched Joel play a single. Joel has never played. Who even is he?
It said he was the MVP last year
For what reason, though?
for the
What
league.
that was so
Well, part of it was because he was the best player in the league.
was he?
Yeah, he's that good. I mean,
Not.
that's the problem. He's that good, but he's hurt.
He had
And
a
that
good year. You can only be hurt for so long.
he had no. He didn't have a good year. He had a good 5 years.
I didn't even know he was legally able to play for that long. How old is he?
He's like 30 years old now.
Maybe he should retire then. We're looking at retirement.
He's well, what I'm trying to say is his body is beat up. That's what I'm trying to say. And whatever happens, who knows? He probably should have never started the season, and they probably should have sat him all the way.
So
Some players
they
get
need to
hurt
get
and
it
they don't play a whole season.
and that would be fine.
And that's what they should have done. But they kept bringing him out, and he kept getting hurt, and it kept going through this. And now here you are. The team's in 11th place. They're like 17 games under 500. They're probably not even going to make the play in.
Think he's actually hurt all these times, or do we think he's milking it so he doesn't have to play, but he can keep making that cash money?
I think he's hurt.
I don't.
Because the reason I say I think he's hurt is if he just wanted to keep making that cash money, he could say, I'm hurt. I can't play. He would keep coming back. He's trying to play.
Is he
That's
though?
what I say. All right, move on. You're killing me.
This is always a sore subject. I think we need,
Yeah,
like,
the Sixers are killing me, man.
yeah, we can't talk about the Sixers right now, or maybe ever. Okay, I think this is the part of the night where we introduce our new segment. So each week now, we're going to be doing a new segment called Philly Sports Fashion Police. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put up a picture of a player from one of the Philly teams dressed up in some sort of outfit. I'm gonna have Dad tell me what he thinks about the outfit, but he also has to try and guess the player. Like I cropped the face out. So
When you say tell you what I think about the outfit, if
yeah,
it
like on it, you're gonna rate it on a scale of 1 to 5. One being it's like not really good, and 5 being like, all right, like that's a cool outfit.
am I supposed to think like a person that age or a person my age?
I don't know if age matter. Just I don't
Well, I
know.
think fashion goes with
Yeah,
age, doesn't it?
I would say just
I'll
try.
just tell you what I think right off the bat.
Okay,
First,
yeah, right off the bat, first impression. So this
okay.
first week, level easy. I think you're gonna get who it is. I don't know how you're gonna feel about the outfit, but let me pull this up. Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right, so rate the outfit.
Hey, it looks normal. He's wearing jeans, sneakers, a white shirt, and a flannel. Yeah, it's not bad.
And what about the bag? Look at that bag.
I'm not really a bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they need to carry bags, but yeah, whatever. It's a bag. I guess it's okay.
Okay,
I
so
don't really. I don't accessorize it. I don't wear jewelry at all. There's no. You know what I mean?
yeah. So what are you rating this outfit 1 to 5?
So I would wear that. So,
Wow,
I mean, it looks okay. It looks normal.
bad.
They're jeans, right? And sneakers, a white shirt, and a flannel. I mean,
Yeah, they kind of look like Kendrick's little flare jeans a bit.
well, I didn't really pay that close attention to them, but and they might be a little too light. I like a little darker jean, but
Little dark wash.
oh no, I give it a 4. How's that?
Wow. All right. So now you have to guess who it is. And there's a little hint in the background.
Well, I see the Phillies thing, right?
Yeah, that's the hint. It is a little Phillies in the background.
So I don't know. Is that Bryce Harper?
Yes, Dad. Good
Hey,
job.
look at that, man.
Wow. First week was a success.
I thought you were trying to trick me with the Phillies thing.
No, but I was thinking that for the future, I am gonna do that.
Yeah,
So don't get too comfortable.
because I don't know if I'm going to get many of them.
You might, though. It is gonna be hard though, especially when I go for to like back in the day
Yeah, I'm not
and
going
look
to.
up some people. You might. That was
Yeah,
like so fun.
yeah.
You should just do that for a whole episode.
So I did watch the halftime show.
Oh, and what did you think?
It was okay. I mean, I don't really listen to music like that, but it sounded okay. Yeah,
How old were you when Creed performed at the halftime show?
I was probably older.
Ugh, that's like my dream.
What year? What game?
It was sometime in the 90s. I'm not sure exactly which game.
So figure it out. I was in
I
my
like see visions of that sometimes. Like I've watched that performance like far too many times. I love Creed.
okay.
You
Uh,
don't like them?
yeah, whatever.
I know, they get a bad reputation.
Yeah, whatever.
Not talked about enough.
But I thought Lamar did it. I thought it was odd. It looked like everyone liked it.
Who would your dream halftime show be?
My dream halftime show, if I was going to watch it,
Yeah.
well, my dream halftime show would have been AC/DC 30 years ago, not today.
Well, yeah.
So today,
Time doesn't matter. Like, let's just
yeah,
pretend.
so I would say AC/DC or a band from, yeah,
Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay.
but they would never do that. So,
They would,
or they never did that. So,
yeah. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is that picture I sent you. So I sent Dad this picture today. You probably can't read that, but
I read it and I don't really know how true that is.
I don't know how they figured this out, but it's the odds for a rookie to have a pick six and win the Super Bowl is 1 in 4.69 million.
See, that's impossible to say that.
Crazy.
Well, one, because he's done it. And there hasn't been 4.69 million people play in a Super Bowl.
I think it's just like for fun. Like this is a fun thing to say, but I'm just gonna pretend like this is like totally legit statistic. But then the odds to be bitten by a shark are 1 in 3.7 million. So
So I would say that the odds of a player getting a pick six on his birthday in a Super Bowl are outrageous.
mhm.
Like that's just outrageous that all that lined up for him. Probably greater than getting bit by a shark. Yes.
The
Yeah.
chance of that happening, yeah. No, totally. All right. Well,
Yeah.
real dad, this is so fun.
Yeah. It was good seeing you.
Yeah, it was so good
I
to see
love your shirt.
you. Thanks.
Oh, my long sleeve shirt came, man.
Oh, good. I'm so
Yeah.
glad. Wow.
Yeah. Um,
Next week we are doing a little get to know us. So that's gonna be fun,
oh,
right?
I wanted to say they hired an offensive coordinator,
Oh, what's his name? Or her name?
Kevin Patula.
What do you know about him?
He's been on the staff for a couple years. Been on the staff. He's been with Nick for a while. He's
Okay.
a yeah, and they also hired a passing game coach out of Miami. So they filled Callen's spot. I think it's a good. I think it's okay because it gives a little consistency. Yeah, with the team, like not a whole new offense he's going to learn. And
Yeah.
I think one of the things I like about him is this guy's been with Nick, so he was in Nick's offense, he was in Shane Steichen's offense, he was in Brian Johnson's offense, and now Kellen Moore. So he has a good mix of different guys that he could be pulling from. And then they bring this guy in from Miami who is going to have another view. So I think maybe, you know, really it doesn't matter what I think. We're kind of stuck.
Well, yeah. This is a
So
situation.
it my positive outlook is I think it's good for the team. I could be wrong,
I think it's
but
gonna be
we're
okay.
gonna find out. It's gonna be okay, I believe. Like I keep telling you, if they work hard and they get past this Super Bowl, they have to figure out how to get past the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They will.
one thing they don't do is handle success.
I feel
So,
like Jalen is gonna have them all.
well, what he
I
said at
heard
the parade,
AJ Brown say it was 2 days
yeah,
and he's ready to get back to work. So hopefully
and
they're all in
what he
this.
said at the parade was on to the next quest, right?
Yeah,
Go Birds.
good things in 2025. It's a good year.
Yeah, yeah.
All
All
right.
right, stay warm.
You too, Dad. Have a great rest of your week at work. Everyone listening, thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Love you,
Go
Dad.
Birds!
Go Birds. Super
Love
Bowl
you, babe.
champ.
See. Bye.
Bye.